1. Navigation. Birds use a combination of sensory abilities to navigate, including visual landmarks, the Earth's magnetic field, celestial cues, and even olfactory senses. Some species have specialized cells containing magnetite that allow them to sense the Earth's magnetic field, providing a sense of direction. Celestial cues, such as the position of the sun and stars, aid birds in maintaining their course during both day and night migrations. Visual landmarks, such as coastlines, rivers, and mountain ranges, help birds orient themselves and maintain their desired direction of travel. 2. Orientation. Birds possess an innate ability to determine direction, often utilizing the Earth's magnetic field as a compass. The inclination angle of the Earth's magnetic field provides crucial information about latitude, while the intensity and polarity aid in determining longitude. Sun compass orientation involves using the position of the sun in relation to the bird's internal clock to maintain a consistent heading. Stellar navigation relies on the position of celestial bodies, particularly stars, to guide birds during nocturnal migrations. 3. Timing. Birds time their migrations to coincide with changes in resource availability, weather patterns, and daylight hours. Endogenous circannual rhythms, influenced by hormonal changes, help birds anticipate seasonal changes and initiate migration. Photoperiod cues, such as changes in day length, trigger physiological responses that prepare birds for migration. Environmental factors such as temperature and food availability also play a role in determining the timing of migration. 4. Route selection. Migration routes are influenced by a variety of factors, including geographic barriers, prevailing wind patterns, and the distribution of suitable habitats. Birds may follow flyways, well-defined routes that offer favorable conditions for migration, such as minimal energy expenditure and ample food resources. Coastal and inland habitats serve as important waypoints along migration routes, providing opportunities for rest and refueling. Some species exhibit flexibility in route selection, adjusting their paths based on prevailing environmental conditions and individual experiences. 5. Individual variation. Within a species, individual birds may exhibit variability in migration behavior, including departure timing, route selection, and stopover duration. Factors such as age, sex, breeding status, and previous migratory experiences influence an individual bird's migration strategy. Genetic differences may also contribute to variations in migration behavior among individuals within a population. Environmental conditions encountered during migration can further shape individual variability in route choice and timing. 6. Energy management. Birds employ various strategies to optimize energy expenditure during migration, balancing the need to conserve energy with the demands of long-distance flight. Birds may utilize soaring flight, thermal updrafts, and tailwinds to minimize energy expenditure during flight. Stopover sites provide opportunities for birds to replenish energy reserves by feeding on abundant food resources and resting in safe habitats. Birds may adjust flight speed, altitude, and timing to optimize energy efficiency based on prevailing environmental conditions. 7. Stopover sites. Stopover sites are critical for migratory birds, providing essential resources such as food, water, shelter, and suitable roosting sites. Birds select stopover sites based on a combination of factors, including habitat quality, food availability, predation risk, and geographic location. Coastal habitats, wetlands, and forested areas are often favored stopover sites due to their high productivity and abundance of food resources. Conservation of stopover habitats is essential for maintaining healthy migratory bird populations and ensuring successful migration. 8. Social factors. Some bird species migrate in flocks or groups, exhibiting social behaviors that facilitate navigation, communication, and resource acquisition. Group migration provides advantages such as increased vigilance against predators, information sharing about food sources and stopover sites, and collective decision-making. Social cues, such as flock cohesion and leadership, play a crucial role in maintaining group cohesion and guiding migratory movements. Cooperative behaviors, such as drafting, flying in the slipstream of another bird, and vocal communication, enhance the efficiency and coordination of group migration. 9. Environmental cues. Birds rely on environmental cues to inform their migration decisions, including changes in weather patterns, wind direction, temperature, and daylight hours. Weather systems such as cold fronts and tailwinds influence bird migration by providing favorable conditions for flight or triggering movements to avoid adverse weather. Birds may adjust their migration routes and timing in response to changes in environmental conditions, optimizing their chances of survival and successful migration. Environmental cues serve as reliable indicators of seasonal changes and resource availability, helping birds anticipate and adapt to dynamic ecological conditions. 10. Instinct versus learned behavior. Migration behavior is shaped by a combination of innate instincts, genetic predispositions, and learned experiences acquired through individual or social learning. Innate migratory instincts guide fundamental aspects of migration, such as the timing, direction, and duration of migration. Learned behaviors such as route familiarity, stopover site selection, and navigation skills are acquired through experience and passed down through generations. Environmental cues and social interactions play a crucial role in shaping learned migration behaviors, allowing birds to adapt to changing conditions and optimize their migration strategies. 11. Evolutionary drivers. Migration has evolved as an adaptive strategy in response to selective pressures such as seasonal changes, resource availability, predation risk, and competition for breeding territories. Geographic barriers, climatic fluctuations, and ecological gradients have shaped the diversity of migration patterns observed among bird species. Migration is subject to evolutionary trade-offs, balancing the costs and benefits of long-distance travel, energy expenditure, and reproductive success. Genetic variation and natural selection act on migratory traits, leading to the divergence and specialization of migration strategies in different populations and species. 12. Effects of climate change. Climate change is altering migration patterns and behaviors by influencing temperature regimes, precipitation patterns, habitat availability, and phenological synchrony. Shifts in timing, duration, and routes of migration are observed as birds respond to changing environmental conditions, such as earlier springs and shifting food resources. Habitat loss, fragmentation, and degradation due to climate change threaten the availability of suitable breeding, wintering, and stopover habitats for migratory birds. Conservation efforts must address the impacts of climate change on migratory bird populations by mitigating habitat loss, promoting habitat connectivity, and facilitating adaptive management strategies. 13. Conservation challenges. Migratory birds face numerous conservation challenges, including habitat loss, fragmentation, degradation, pollution, climate change, predation, and human disturbance. Habitat destruction, such as deforestation, wetland drainage, and urbanization, reduces the availability of critical stopover sites and wintering habitats for migratory birds. Collisions with man-made structures, such as buildings, communication towers, wind turbines, and power lines, pose significant threats to migratory bird populations. International cooperation and conservation partnerships are essential for addressing the transboundary nature of migratory bird conservation and ensuring the long-term viability of migratory bird populations. These detailed explanations offer a comprehensive understanding of the various mysteries and intricacies surrounding bird migration. Each aspect contributes to the awe-inspiring phenomenon of avian migration and highlights the remarkable adaptations and behaviors of migratory birds.